All right, Anthony, how you doing?
Oh, good.
Good. Well, how's Kansas City treating you so far?
Oh man, I spent a lot of time in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So it's comfortable. It's comfortable here. I like Kansas City a lot. I'm up here a lot with my kids, going to football games with my wife. So yeah, it's fun.
So obviously, this fight is an important one for you. Just how are you feeling? Does this feel different than any ordinary fight week? You've been through so many of them in your career. Does this one feel different to you?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, it kind of feels the same, which is by design. I kind of did that on purpose and just trying not to make it any different and focus on the task at hand. It's really hard to focus on retirement, to be honest with you, when there's such a tough task and opponent in front of you. So, like, I got to get through one thing to get to the other.
And how do you feel about Zhang as like presumably your last opponent? Do you feel like this is a worthy last opponent? Excuse me, or do you just how do you feel about him being the guy?
I'm happy that he's as tough as he is, because I would have felt weird coming in here fighting the ghost to somebody else. You know what I mean? I didn't want an easy fight. I never asked for an easy fight. So I'm happy that it's a guy that's likely going to go on, win or lose, to have an incredible run and career in the UFC. So I think it'll age well when it's all said and done.
And yeah, guys who've been through so many fights, what do you want fans to remember you by? Like, how do you want fans to remember Anthony Smith when it's all said and done?
Man, I've kind of answered that question the same way all leading up to this. It's just my effort. I tried so fucking hard. And whether you're sitting at home and you're, being the couch quarterbacks and, well, if I was in there, this is what I would have done. Like, I fucking tried really hard. I tried really hard. I've never been the best athlete in the world, never been the best striker, I've never been the best grappler or the best wrestler. No one's ever said that. But I made it to the very, very peak in this sport off of just good old-fashioned fucking try hard.
And have you thought at all about like anything that you're going to say on Saturday night? Do you have a speech prepared or anything like that, or are you going to go off the cuff? Like, have you thought about it?
No, I'm just going to excuse me. I'm just going to speak from the heart and I guess tell the fans, kind of what they mean to me. This whole week has kind of been so far it's been a lot of fun. So, I work here too, so I get to see all my friends in the back but it's in a different capacity than has been accustomed recently. So it's cool. I get it. Heidi Dean has been doing the same thing that she does right now with me since 2011. So it's cool. Like, we kind of grew up with a lot of these people that are the longtime employees here. So just being able to tell them thank you and what they mean to me has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, what's the atmosphere been like just with the company as a whole this week? Have they been treating you any differently, or
no, it's been fun.
Nobody's walking on eggshells around you?
No, and I can tell that initially I think people are just don't know what to say, but there's nothing to say.
Yeah,
there's nothing to say. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. I'm just happy it happened. I'm not prepared right now to be sad that it's over.
Right.
We'll worry about that on Saturday after Zhang and I get done the business we have to get done. That's when that part will come in. But right now, I finally made it to a spot where I'm allowed to be proud of myself, and I'm allowed to celebrate this almost 20-year journey. And I'm just having a lot of fun.
I know that you've been really honed in on your podcast that you do with Home of Fight.
You subscribe?
Yeah, well, of course.
Hell yeah.
But are you more looking forward to it now that you get the chance to talk about fighting more than just the aspect of the training and all of the grind on your body? Is this something that you really are looking forward to, is being a content creator and being a podcaster and just going forward in that new career path?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited that now that I'll have a little more time, I'll be able to branch out the podcast to a little bit broader, a little bit broader audience than maybe just our MMA fans, because I do a lot of other things too. So right now I'm kind of handcuffed to the MMA stuff, which of course I love. It's my passion, but there's other conversations with other people that I want to have and just continue to grow the podcast. And it's so much fun, even if nobody's watching it. I have a lot of fun doing it and creating it and having my own little baby that I'm kind of working on and growing here. It's been a lot of fun, and Kelly does a really good job helping kind of manage my bullshit. But yeah, that's going to be a fun part of it for me.
And last one for me, just in terms of like where UFC and MMA was when you came into the sport, when you joined the company, to where it is now, just what view do you have of where MMA and UFC is right now at this point in time? Entering your final fight, do you feel like it's in the best place it's ever been? What do you think needs to happen next for the company?
Yeah, I mean, the UFC as an organization is at the absolute peak of all professional sports, but in terms of where it is now compared to where it was when I started, listen, I was telling a story yesterday that when I first fought in Kansas City for the first time, I was an amateur. It was only a few fights into my amateur career. It was in a bar called the Whiskey Tango. There was a mechanical bull with half-naked women riding the bull while I was walking to the octagon, and the judges were blowing the cigarette smoke into the cage while they were judging the fights. You don't see that anywhere now. It's even on the regional scene, like the shows are professional. And everybody, the higher the peak that the UFC reaches, it pulls everyone up below them. So, in terms of a company, though, look, the UFC's in the middle of this broadcasting partner negotiations, where they're talking about deals worth $1 billion with a B. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane that we're at that part of the journey that the UFC is. It's only up from here, and I think, even as an ESPN employee myself, who knows where they're going to end up, whether it's ESPN or Netflix or whatever, but wherever it ends up is going to continue to just keep stair-stepping its way to the top. And I'm just happy to be here and be a part of it and to have been lucky enough to get halfway good at this broadcasting thing and just to be a part of that part of the growth and continue to help the UFC sell pay-per-views and support the athletes and tell these guys' story the best that I can.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I have one question. What can you say? What would you say to the fans that are coming on Saturday? They're coming on Saturday. They're excited that it's going to be here in Kansas City to come and see you. What would you say to them?
Well, first I would say thank you. Without the fans, there's none of us. There's no, even you guys on the other side of the camera. So I would start with a thank you. And if you've never been to a UFC event before, buckle up because it's the best live sporting event you're ever going to watch in your whole life. I say that with all respect to the other sports, but there's no live sporting event like a UFC event. And personally, I say this all the time, and I'll say it one more time. If you give me 15 minutes of your time, I'll make sure that it's worth it.
Thank you. Another question. Are you prepared mentally after this game? After this fight, how you prepare? It's your last fight mentally.
Mm-hmm. Oh, mentally, how do I get ready for the retirement part of it? I think the secret is to not focus so much on the retirement. It's just another fight at the end of the day, and it just happens to be there's not going to be any more offers that come after this one. So, and who knows? You guys know how the UFC is. I bet they'll call 2 weeks later and see if they can drag me back in. But yeah, I've just been really just focused on Zhang, really, and really more so myself. I haven't focused too much on him personally. Kind of have a general idea of where he's pretty good, but I think instinctually I fight better when I'm just reacting. So I think after the fight, I think all those emotions and all those things will come out, and I'm not too afraid to sit here and say that I'm not really prepared for that. I'm sure it'll be a little bit overwhelming at times, but my only real plan, if I'm being honest with you guys, is to fight, leave my gloves in the middle of the octagon. I'm going to go to my after party with the hundreds and hundreds of people that have really changed their schedules and made it a point to come here just for me. We're going to celebrate there, and then I'm not even going home. I'm going straight to the farm that I grew up on with my family, and I'm pulling my kids out of school for a couple of days, and I'm going to sit in a rocking chair with a cold drink with my Uncle Todd and my cousins and my family, and we're going to sit there and we're just going to maybe reminisce a little bit about what this was at one point. That's kind of my plan. After that, I'll figure it out.
Perfect. What is the advice that you can give to the new fighters that just start?
I think this whole game's about effort for sure. Some guys are more talented and better at fighting than I am, but so maybe they can get away with not as much effort. But I've seen so many people in this game just be absolutely destroyed and heartbroken, and anyone that's been around this game long enough can name a guy that was amazing at one point in time, and then the game shit on him so much that his whole life falls apart. And then you see that guy's addicted to drugs, and he's an alcoholic, and he's got nowhere to live, and he's working at fucking gas stations or whatever. Like, just don't be that guy. And I think a lot of that just comes with, it absolutely comes with your effort, but a lot of it is just knowing when to put your head down and not always take so much account of the things that are around you. Sometimes you just put your head down, you grind as far as you can make it. When you look up, you're in a spot that you're okay with being. But it's sometimes guys are so focused on the things around them and trying to always, I don't know, just take account of the shit that's going on around you. So a lot of times it doesn't matter. So I would say as a young athlete in this sport, you just got to grind and put your head down and do the work.